Dylan, do you know the shoe company Allbirds? Have you heard of this company?
Sounds familiar, but I probably wouldn't recognize them.
They're like they were like a sustainable, eco-friendly sneaker company. Their products were made from wool, just very like kind of extra, but really nice shoes. Their stock, let me pull this up. They IPO'd in 2021 and the share price was about like, what is it? Like, it's like 519, like considering all the stock splits and whatnot.
Yeah.
A week ago, it was down to $2. So the company as a whole is down pretty significantly. I don't know if sales are down. I don't really know much about the shoe company.
Yeah.
But last week, they changed their strategy quite a bit. They sold off their shoe part of the company to the company that owns Ed Hardy.
Okay.
And so they sold that for like $40 million to the American Exchange Group. And then they rebranded as, I'm looking for their new name. I think it's, okay, I found it. They rebranded as Newbird AI with the goal of buying GPUs and becoming a GPU as a service company for AI companies. Once they announced this change, their stock rose from $2, peaked at 19 within like 4 hours. So it was up 600%. Yeah, and their plan is to just spend, I think they raised about 50 million. They want to buy GPUs and then rent out GPUs. So what are your initial thoughts on that?
Grift. IPO at $500 a share, pay all your execs, go down to $2, sell that, and then just say AI, and then
Literally.
And then 5x your, or 10x almost your business.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your share price. So for everybody that's want to look them up, it's spelled NEU Bird AI. Newbird production ops agent. Is that what this is?
Wait, is it? No, I think it's just,
Maybe it's Newbird.
no, it's just Newbird. There's a different bird.
There's another bird company that's also doing AI stuff.
Yeah, so just, which is kind of a funny name if you're like, we're not Allbirds, we're Newbird AI. But yeah, it's kind of a crazy move. I think the stock ran on algorithms and traders just trying to not be the last one holding the stock. I don't think anyone actually thinks that this is a good business move. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, what did they learn? What did they learn in e-commerce that made them build this out?
I think they learned that if they say that they're switching to an AI company, it's going to go up. Because yeah, it's a new company than Allbirds. You can't even say it's the same company. It is the same like founder, and I guess they're keeping some of the staff to try to run data centers now.
And it trades on the same ticker.
Yeah, so it's technically the same company, but nothing's related.
That's wild. I mean, I guess you can do that, but that's crazy. I guess crazy. If their stock was 500 and then it went to 2 after this decision, like I feel like it'd be a different story and there'd be lawsuits. But like I feel like everyone's just like, sure, try whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They're asking shareholders to vote to remove their eco-conscious public benefit status. I don't know if that has like tax benefits, but they're acknowledging like, yeah, what we're about to do is not in alignment with our environment take.
Yeah, we're going to put more, which there's even speculation on how bad data centers are for the environment. I mean, sure, you take land and you do stuff, but the water consumption isn't as bad as they say. I hate when they cut down trees, just like anything. But hey, I live in a house where they cut down trees, so
yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's hard to see if they were actually genuinely wanting to start this infrastructure as a service for AI companies. Why not just start a new, sell out of your current company and start a new?
They had the shareholders. They had the cash.
Is that not kind of scammy?
Yeah. I mean, you got to vote, right? There has to be a board of directors that represent the shareholders, right?
Yeah. I don't know who's on that board. I guess technically, though, they must have had to vote on this before making the decision.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine if you imagine buying it at IPO and still holding on to it. You'd be like, do anything. Give me my money back.
Yeah, which I think is why they made this Hail Mary, is just to recoup some of that money. I did buy in during the run-up. I doubled my money, just saying.
Nice, there you go. You gonna hold it?
Heck, no, I sold it. I think it was in for an hour.
Okay.
I did $50, sold it $100.
Nice, there you go.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's kind of being treated like a brand arbitrage, like essentially two companies that have nothing in common except the name, which even now they don't have the name.
They don't have distribution. Like their company, their customer list, they just sold their customer list to Party or whoever. It's like their customers. It's like, hey, you have shoes. You need a chip to go with that?
Yeah. No, they say they're going to target companies that the hyperscalers won't target. So like the big AWS, well, I guess not AWS, but the people doing deals with OpenAI to rent out their GPUs, they're going to focus more on small businesses just needing to rent out GPUs. But I don't know like how big of a market that is. And then also 50 million is not going to buy you that much when it comes to building a data center. So I'm curious to see if they even actually end up like building a data center at all, or if this is all
grift.
I don't want to say scam again, but
it's
like,
a grift. You can say
it could be a grift.
I'm really confused about this business.
Because it makes no sense.
Well, it is marketed on their website as like a digital agency, like a marketing. I don't know. Maybe there's too many Newbirds.
I think that's a different one.
Oh my gosh. What's their website?
I don't know. They might not have one yet for Newbird AI.
Allbirds rebrands as Newbird AI. Okay.
Allbirds is still the shoe company that was sold.
Allbirds is rebranding as Newbird AI and raising $50 million to build AI chip infrastructure.
People are good.
This is a publicly traded startup.
Yeah. Which is, if you believe in the founder, that team actually pulling this, I think like I'm pretty heavily invested in the data center play. Like, I think there's a need for that, but what is this company going to do that's better than what the other companies are already doing? A lot of people are worried that this is kind of like a top signal for the AI industry. Thinking back to during the .com bubble, failing companies would rebrand as their company .com, and then their stock would fly because everyone's like, oh, they're on the internet now. So people are saying this is kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that like cut and dry. I think in this one scenario, yes, I feel like if companies keep doing this, I can't imagine they're going to get the same stock treatment.
It's one thing going from retail and adding e-commerce to selling all of your shoes. I mean, essentially, like they think this CEO can do it. Like, I understand that. I guess the takeaway here for the small business owner is, if what you're doing is not working, don't be afraid to pivot because even the big boys do it.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah. Just sell your entire company and then go into something new. I don't know. I'm interested. If they pull it off, then I guess, it could be one of those things you look back on in 20 years when Newbird AI is the biggest tech company ever. Like, they started as a shoe company.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's examples of that. 7-Eleven back in the day was like an ice house before refrigerators. Vibram, for a little bit, like they build the soles of shoes. You've seen the Vibram logo on the bottom of running shoes. They did disc golf discs for a while. And so, I mean, those are at least the Vibram one is a micro version of that. And that, from what I understand, was more of a side quest by the CEO.
Yeah.
Because he played disc golf. But I mean, 7-Eleven made a huge pivot. So this just seems wild in the time, and I'm excited. I hope I remember 5 to 10 years from now to think of them, or maybe I have an Allbirds computer or something.
Or you just go all in on their stock now, and
that's how I remind myself. So circle that. Are they going to compete with like Vultr or DigitalOcean? Because they kind of do this whole renting GPUs. You can rent a host or a server. Is it in that realm?
Yeah, I think it's more like enterprise focus. So like CoreWeave or Nebius Group are some of the more dedicated AI infrastructure as a service companies.
So I want to throw OpenClaw at my stuff. I need infrastructure for that.
Yeah. So like a bigger or like a more enterprise focused DigitalOcean. But okay, here's what I worry about is like NVIDIA's sold out. So like what makes Allbirds think or Newbird AI is going to get access to those cutting edge chips before CoreWeave or Amazon gets them, like the already established data center companies? Or are they just going to focus on the older model chips and then go to focus on a smaller customer that doesn't need the highest end product.
Yeah.
It is interesting. My gut tells me this is going nowhere. The stock's going back to zero. But I'm curious to see. I'm going to watch it, keep up with it. There was the next day another company that put AI in their name. That's all that they changed, and their stock did a similar thing.
Nice.
So it is a little nerve-wracking. Hopefully this doesn't become like a weekly thing in the stock market.
Yeah. I mean, it'll bust just like the .com thing did. Like everything got inflated because they said, like you said, we build a website. It got inflated, and then the .com bubble. But I feel like, is this a second wave of the AI bubble? Because I feel like we've already hit the AI bubble. Or maybe we just haven't gotten past it yet.
I mean, I think, what does it mean for it to be a bubble? I think that's kind of what you have to do. I think like this scenario is, like this is dumb. But I think AI is like a technology. Like I think NVIDIA is still going to increase in value. I think every company is going to end up using it.
Well, there was companies that survived the .com bubble because they actually built something valuable. There's the two companies that survived. For instance, a 7-Eleven who worked regardless of the internet being there, but only improved because of the internet.
Yeah.
And then Google, who actually solved the problem. But how many other Google equivalents were there that just didn't do it right?
Yeah.
Or, there was like stupid websites you could just do random things on. I can't even think of them now because I wasn't even...
you're a baby.
Wasn't aware of what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
That time. But I know that there was really dumb websites. They're like, oh, that's cool. You can do this on a screen and then my friend can see the same thing.
Right.
But then it just...
Then they've raised a ton of money for something.
Not actually useful. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people compare it to during the .com bubble. Companies like Cisco were putting in like fiber optic cables, building out the infrastructure, and then ended up not finding a demand for that.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of what caused the big collapse there. They're saying like the difference now is the demand is still outpacing the supply significantly. So like people are spending a lot on GPUs, but they still need more GPUs. So until that demand slows down, it's not like investing a lot up front to put cables underground that might not get used for another 30 years.
So you don't think they're overbuilding infrastructure right now?
I mean, I don't. I hope I'm not wrong because I think I don't see slowing down on AI anytime soon. I think it just becomes more and more normal and integrated. Because every time we have we get a model that uses less tokens, people just use that model more. So you end up using the same amount of tokens eventually. So I don't know. I mean, there could be technology changes that cause us to need less resources, but I don't see that yet.
Yeah. I don't know personally. I don't have any thoughts. They can build out all the infrastructure they want. Right now, I'm not really affected by it.
Yeah. Until it affects you, then you'll care.
Yeah, then I'll care.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I hope the best for Newbird AI. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't care about them. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. It is people's lives.
I guess, but they could choose to fix their shoe company or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if they pull it off, it's going to be very interesting to look back on, I guess.
I'm excited. I hope it goes well because that's going to be a cool story to have to hear about.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to tell my grandkids that I made $50 when I could have retired off holding this company.
Yeah. You should have held it, man. 20 years.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's pretty much it for this story. It's interesting. But yeah. Thanks for listening.
If you are a small business owner and you want daily news on AI that's relevant for small business owners like you can go to infactodigital.com and sign up for the Infacto Daily newsletter. We send out the summaries of all these podcasts as well as put it in a YouTube video and a blog post. We send them out daily. And if you want to see where AI fits in your business specifically, you can sign up for our AI for Small Business webinar, where we go through case studies, real stories of how people are using AI right now to improve operations, make more sales without increasing headcount and hiring more people. And for some people, we do one-on-one free consultations where we give them a strategy that's unique to their specific use case in business. And then you can take that, implement it yourself, or work with us to implement it with you. You can go to infactodigital.com, find the webinar tab, and RSVP to that. Thanks.
Bye, Dylan.
See you.